With a lot of new defensive tackles in the room, Evers is gone at this point, Ossie's gone. Is there everyone blending together pretty well so far?
Yeah, absolutely. We're finding new leadership in the room. Everybody's having to step up and push each other. That's what we found out in the winter. Winter conditioning is tough for a lot of people, but that's one thing that we figured out is that we're going to have to need everybody to lead this team.
Has anyone become more vocal since then?
I would say myself for sure. I'm not really a vocal leader. I like to lead by my actions, but I feel like it's a new season where I need to step in and be more vocal because everybody needs it. And I was the younger guy at first with all these older guys leaving. Now I look back and I'm like one of the older guys in the room, and there's a bunch of young guys. So it was just time for me to start stepping up and be more vocal.
Collin, how do things change for you the further and further you get away from the struggles? I think you know what I mean. When you were coming out of high school, the injuries, everything that you went through. As you distance yourself from that, how does that change you? And how have you grown from everything you had to persevere through?
I just had to figure out balance. I didn't want to get too deep into having to worry about, am I going to do this? What else am I going to have left, So I'm just figuring everything out, and I'm way more comfortable not thinking about my knee or anything. So just continuing to build the confidence that I have and that I know I have, just being able to get back to my normal self has been a good jump.
Thank you.
Thanks, Collin.
Thank you.
Just got over what's your spring been like?
It's been pretty good. I'm resting right now. I've been dealing with turf toe right now, so just resting and getting that. But just before that, I feel like I've been growing every single day, mentally and physically, and just learning new things. So just keep continuing to build on what I have been.
What's turf toe feel like? I feel like it gets thrown around a lot. People don't really know.
Yeah, I've never had it before, and I've never really paid attention to it until now. It just kind of feels like a rock is in your shoe. I don't know. It's like just a strained big toe, but it's just kind of hard to run on a little bit.
What are some of your early thoughts on the defensive line?
We're all going to be able to contribute this year and fly around. It's a lot of new positions, and we're going to 3 down. Everybody's having to figure out what's more comfortable with them, but I feel like everybody's in the right spot.
What's that been like for you on the inside?
Like I've said, it's not too much of a difference to me, but just kind of being more head up on the center and just being able to play is what I've enjoyed. I've never played nose before, so that's what I was kind of worried about at first. But just being able to just continue to believe in Coach Nardo, and they believe in me, and just continuously just encourage me to be able to play that position is something that's been great.
You played a role the last year. Does it kind of feel like it's your time now?
Absolutely, and I also feel like it's everybody else's too. Like I said, in the winter we had to start figuring out who's going to be able to step up this year. So I got my guys holding my back, and I got their back, so we're just all going to be able to contribute this year.
Is there somebody that the fan base doesn't know that's standing out a little bit?
I would say Justin Kirkland has been flying around. He's a really good dude, and we're starting to get to know each other even better. So, like I said, if you don't see him at the start of the play, you'll see him at the end of the play. He's always flying around to the ball, so it's been fun to watch.
People have been talking about his size a lot.
Yeah,
is it kind of crazy
big dude. Yeah,
when you met him?
Yeah, super huge. I'm like, I'm a big guy, and everybody says I'm big, and then he walks in, and I'm like, well, there goes a bigger guy. So it's always funny. So yeah.
Collin, I know you've obviously with Colin Oliver lining up on the edge. You've worked with him the past couple of years, obviously. What are you expecting from him moving out to that star linebacker role?
Well, I know he did play a little bit of linebacker in high school, so I think it's just kind of him getting used to that feel again. And then, like I said, we'll have some stuff where he's back on the line too. So, that's just adding more tools to his toolbox and showing that he could be more versatile in anything, not just rushing.
Is there anything particular you're expecting from this 3-3-5 transition?
Just being relentless and being fast to the ball. Everybody has their own role in the defense, so the main thing they stress is just flying around to the ball, and we'll just be relentless.
When you're having to make a defensive scheme transition within a year, what difficulties does it present to you as a player?
Really just the techniques and everything, the names of it, because we have some stuff that's similar to what we ran previously, but there's different names for it. So it's just making sure that, instead of harping on the old things, that we just continue to use the new terms and just being able to focus and pay attention to the details.
You're not the first one to joke or talk about Justin Kirkland. What's he like? He seems like a goofball.
Yeah, he's a good dude. He goofs around a little bit, but we just all come to work every single day, and he's always fun to be around because you might look at him and see that he's a little serious, but he might crack a joke within that little bit of time. So he's a fun dude to be around.
He's big. What was your first impression of him whenever you first saw him?
So when I first seen him, I was walking through the locker room, and I honestly didn't know who he was at first. Like, I wasn't on social media around the time, and I seen him, and I'm like, I didn't know if he was an offensive lineman or a defensive lineman, but once I finally met him and everything, I was like, wow, it's a big dude. So, I mean, it's always fun to work with him every day, so I expect a big year for him.
See, one of those newcomers you're expecting a big jump from?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. He's young, so I feel like he always has more time to just continue to get better at everything that he does.
For more information, you can visit TulsaWorld.com.